Today we're going to talk about RS5, S5. Is it worth 25 Gs, 30 Gs, 35 Gs? How these guys are equipped differences? Let's find out. This puppy's got carbon fiber front end. It's got Nardo gray paint. Woo! This baby. We're going to hear how it's going to sound. We're going to check out the interior. And we're going to find out if it's worth the money. The difference in from base to base are 17 grand. The way this is equipped and the way that's equipped is about 30. Carbon trim on the back, the rear valence. God, this is beautiful. On the S5 we have a Technic. This is a fully loaded Technic, which is our top model. It's got blind spot indicator, 360 cameras, stop and go, all the good stuff. This is in Daytona gray. On this end we have got quad exhaust, chrome tip instead of black. So on the front we've got front fenders on an S5 compared to front fenders on an RS5. They're a little bit wider. You've got a front inlet over here. And in this specific model you've got carbon fiber mirrors. The S5, chrome mirrors. Still same side accent, except that says RS5, here says S5. This one's got chrome trim down the side. That one's got a black package, so it's got black trim all the way down the side. The back has a slight edge out, a slight wide body, and continues from the front with the rear outlet over here. On the S5, you don't have that extra cut on the inside, and you don't have the outlet, but it does form a triangle here that pulls away from the car. Alright, so on the front here we have honeycomb grille all in black. You've got the extension on your front valence in carbon and black, and it ties in here to the body color molding on the bottom. This model's got the front adaptive cruise control and stop and go. That's what has that little inlet there. They both have LED headlights, so that doesn't change from here. It's just this section down here and how it pulls in. So on the S5 here, similar differences. It's got honeycomb but not in black. There's all chrome. Headlights up here is exactly the same, it's just the bottom end. From here you see a difference. So on RS5 they've added this bottom strip here that ties in. It's not a full sill, it's sort of indented and pulled into here. Pulls out and then flares out here again. You've just got a sill that pops on here that pulls the car outward. But on the RS5 it's indented on the inside here, so slightly different features on the side. RS5 V6, 444 horse, twin turbos. Extra tubing in all the way through. Under the S5 we have got a V6, single turbo, 340 horse, single turbo, V6. So here in Canada you can get 3 different color interiors you can on an RS5. You can get the Alcantara with gray stitching. You can get red stitching with honeycomb inserts. So red stitching, honeycomb inserts, red seat belts, and red carpets. Red steering wheel, red stitch steering wheel all the way through, and on the inside inlays. Also you can get honeycomb with gray stitching. In Canada, unfortunately, you can't get these funny colors because I'd love them. Now that we're inside, now I'm warm, my brain can think, and I can tell you how I really feel. The throttle is a lot easier to press and unpress in an RS5 than an S5. In an S5, I feel like I get more restriction when my foot is being pressed. I'm not sure why. I can hit the throttle a lot easier in this thing. I don't know, just the way I feel pedal pressure wasn't as much. You get full suede Alcantara steering wheel, which is awesome. Full carbon, which is the same as an S5, so that's kind of unchanged. The only real difference I see is the seats that have the same material, Napa leather. The suede on the sides, the suede on the shifter, some of the RS decals, full suede liner here. But otherwise on the inside, the car's pretty much the same as an S5. You get RS stitching here on the back. Or not stitching, sort of pressed in. And one of the biggest differences I've noticed is the cluster. This is an R8 cluster. It's got your G meter, it's got your power meter, your torque meter. It's all digital here. The S5 is similar in the sense that you have your center sport screen there. It shows the decal right in the middle there, but you have the G meter, power, and torque in addition on this car. But otherwise, it's all the same here. The virtual cockpit's the same. So yeah, so the difference is what do you want out of a car? If you want performance, speed, great handling, you'll get all that in an S5. If you want the step above, and you want all the carbon trim, the pieces, the exclusivity, then an RS5 is probably the way to go. It sounds meatier. Not a lot meatier, but it sounds a little bit meatier. So from an S5 perspective, you can get full red stitching on the S5. It's actually red seats, not full red stitching, but full red seats. And here are the black seats to compare them. They've got S embossed and logoed in there. The seat's identical. You've got lumbar massage that pops out, that massages you on the lumbar side of things. Alright, so on the S5, I feel exactly the same how I do in an RS5, with the exception of maybe my foot pedal being a little bit different. Yeah, steering, this is a full leather steering wheel, but it's got the same stuff, Alcantara or suede on the sides. It's got the carbon trim here. Yeah, just feels slightly different. The seats feel a little bit tighter, but that's probably might just be an adjustment that I have to do here. Steering wheel, as I said, is the only difference that I see, and the cluster. You don't have a G meter and you don't have a torque and power meter. Otherwise, the virtual cockpit's identical, side by side. The center console's identical. You don't have Alcantara or suede for the armrest or the shifter. And from the inside, still gives you what you need. But as I veer my head left there, and I look at that RS5 outside, I think, man, what a good looking car. So I guess that's what it comes down to. It comes down to, do you want to look at the car? Do you want to feel the car inside? Because inside it feels the same, but by looking at it, I'm like, it's just so good looking. So I'm all confused now. I don't know if I'd buy an RS5 or I'd buy an S5. I guess if I had deep pockets, I'd buy an RS5. But if I had medium-sized pockets, I think an S5. I don't know. What do you think? You tell me. RS5 or S5? 99% of people say RS5 for sure, 100%. But I don't know. Not 100% sold.